Why?
So you will be with me in the 6 weeks for the TOEFL preparation?
Yeah, I guess so. That's the first thing that I was doing, initially, but then I got some students from your program. So, okay. All right then. So we'll continue working on what we were looking at yesterday, which is the model of necessity or obligation sometimes. But we'll start with ability. Okay, and we also need to cover the grammar participle adjectives. So we're gonna be looking. First, let's watch this video here. I already made sure that it was loading, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. So we have something. Okay, can you please read the instructions?
Okay. Nick is in the newsline office talking with Talia. Nick tells Talia about what happened. Predict what event do you think he tells about her? Tells her about, sorry.
Okay, so why might it be?
He's meeting with Jackie.
Okay, probably, yeah, in the allegedly Gower building, yeah.
Yes.
Probably. Okay, so we're gonna find out. And okay.
I'll give you 2 minutes. But if you lie to me...
Oh, you won't be sorry. Okay. I went to see her. I went to see Jackie Baker.
There is no Jackie Baker.
You're right.
So you admit that you lied?
No, I didn't lie. Jackie Baker, or whoever she is the liar. She's a con artist.
There you are. Right on time. We've got reservations for lunch.
Great, where are we going?
It's a little place just around the corner. It's called Ozone. We can walk there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I hate doing business in my office. It's so much more pleasant to talk over a good meal. Talk over a good meal.
Then over lunch. Then over lunch we talk.
Okay, no, so I guess this is not gonna work anymore. I don't know what's wrong with this. Okay, maybe is there any chance we can do it through your computer?
Yeah, sure.
At least the last part.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want me to share or just watch from my computer?
Maybe if we could please share.
Okay, yeah, sure. Which one?
The tool. So listening, which are listening for information tool. Let's go.
Listening. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you 2 minutes.
ozone. We can walk there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I hate doing business in my office. It's so much more pleasant to talk over a good meal.
Then over lunch, we talked about the deal.
So just sign here. It basically says we'll pay you $100,000 to endorse the shoes.
She tricked me. She and her brother Dean, they wanted me out of the way. Dean's the next in line to be the star center forward.
Wow. This is mind-blowing. So, what are you going to do now?
Going to the team office to talk to the coach. I've got to make sure he believes me.
All right.
Okay, so you hear that last part? He says, I've got to make sure he believes in me, right? So he's using that that modal there. I've got to.
I forgot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen now.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna answer these questions. The first one is, does Nick admit that he lied?
No, he doesn't. He explained that he didn't lie.
Okay, that's true. She says that Jackie Baker lied.
Yeah, she was lying.
So what about the second one? Jackie doesn't want to meet Nick in her office. So what reason does she give?
Okay. I mean, I think she said that she don't like to talk about business in her office, but the truth is that she doesn't have an office in this building.
Okay, but here they're asking for the reason that she gives, right?
Okay, it's nicer to talk in a restaurant.
All right, that's good. So according to Jackie, what will happen if Nick signs the paper?
$100 if he sits out. I think the first one, Kick Shoes will pay Nick 100,000 because they plan to use his name to sell the shoes.
Okay, that's true. They want him to endorse. Now, what is Nick going to do now?
He's going to tell his coach what happened.
That's correct. All right, so let's make this. Okay, so 4 out of 4. We got it. Okay, nice. So, all right then, let's start with these morals of necessity. I don't know if you have any questions before we start.
No.
So, all right. Okay, so we were saying that modals are basically these verbs that help other verbs. So you actually use them with other verbs. And the only thing that you needed to remember for grammar is that they're used before the base form of the verb. So have to go, need to go, need to, must see, yes. Now the only difference would be that they change in terms of, you know, how strong they are, not so much in meaning, but about how strong they are.
Okay, yeah, like you said last class, must is I mean, it's something you should do, right?
Must, yeah, it's something that you have to, right? Nothing, not you should.
I know, yeah, that you have to,
So
like
yes.
rules or instructions.
So yes, if we say a scale, it will be like this. Okay. Let's do percent. But yes, so must is the strongest one. It's a synonym of have to. It's just that it sounds stronger. I don't know if you ever heard that phrase, like it's a must, which means it's something that you must do no matter what. So it's a must. It's something. It's obligation. But it can be used as a synonym of have to. So have to or not have to is for responsibilities or things that you don't have to do, things that are not required, that you don't need to do. And should is just an advice, something that you cannot really force on someone. You cannot force somebody to do something when you use should. So you should do it, but you don't have to. You know, you should, but you don't have to. So that's how it works. Must is the strongest one. Have to is a little bit softer than must, but it's a synonym. And should is like the softest one.
Mm-hmm.
What we're saying is that have to, and in speaking at least, would be a synonym of right, got to. So I have to go, or I've got to go.
Has got to go.
Exactly. So the way that Nick says, right, I have to tell the coach, or I've got to tell the coach. It's exactly the same. He's got to tell the coach, or he has to tell the coach. It's exactly the same. In terms, at least when you speak, it's the same. Americans use got a lot. Sorry?
It's more formal.
Not necessarily. You say it
completely.
If you say it completely, like have got to, and that is formal.
Yeah.
But if you say got to, then it's exactly the same as have to. Exactly the same. If you say it completely, sometimes you emphasize on it. You know, I have got to do this. So you're just making it stronger. You're emphasizing on it a little bit more. But it's the same in terms of meaning. Maybe you can emphasize with got, and Americans use it a lot. Actually, I found a video that was explaining a bit of how it's used. So maybe you can watch that part of the video. It's a pretty short one. Okay. Okay, so this guy here is explaining on, well, let's skip first one.
But try not to use it when.
Okay.
So perfect English, just use I have to do something or I must do something, okay? But in daily English, especially in America, maybe in the UK and Australia too, I'm not sure, but especially in America, we use the word got a lot. It's very common. We use it in so many situations. In this situation, I have got to, it means I have to, I must. And the rest is just pronunciation. I have to do my homework. So let's do this. Let's see something simpler. I have to do my homework. Okay, my homework. I have got to do my homework. Now, in this sentence, by adding got, there's a little more emphasis. I have got to do my homework. Okay, so it's more emphasis. I've got to do my homework. It's just quicker. I've got to do. We just contracted this word. Same thing. And got to, when we say it quickly, it sounds like gotta. So we change the spelling. So you can just change the spelling from got to that. It's the same thing. And when Americans speak really fast, there's no have. The have can disappear. And a lot of times you'll hear, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Grammatically, I've gotta do it. A little better, I've got to do it. More better, I have got to do it. Properly, I have to do it. Okay? And finally, once again, I must do my homework. Okay? So, Bader.
Okay, so as you can see, it's all the same, kind of. Only when you want to emphasize it, maybe make it a bit stronger, you can use in got, and you stress that word. So I've got to go, I've got to tell you. That is the same as I have to tell you. Actually, with have to, it's kind of the same because it also happens that you kind of contract it while speaking. Obviously not when you're writing, but you end up saying have to. So I have to go. You don't say I have to go. You say I have to go. I have to see. I have to be there. So you actually end up contracting it as well. I have to be there. I have to go. You don't say I have to all the time. So it's all for speaking, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so is it better?
Yeah, it's more clear.
And here's one example on, I think it's a TV show, on how they use it. Somewhere here.
Chuck and Blair.
Really enjoying this.
Okay, I don't know what part it was. Isn't it this one? Or I think I got the wrong one. Yes, this one it is. So somewhere here.
You've got to be kidding. I do not believe this.
So you see, she's like emphasizing on that gap.
You've got to be kidding. I do not.
You've got to be kidding.
Got
So you've got to. So yeah, it basically means have to, but it has more emphasis, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so is that okay with the have to, gotta, have got to?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. So then, once again, should for advice, recommendations, the softer one is just the subject, should, and the base word. You should do this, you shouldn't do this, you should exercise, you should work out, you should eat healthy, you should go see a doctor. So, should. Should not, negative advice, it means the same, or shouldn't, in case it's a negative one.
Mm-hmm.
Have to, which means responsibility. It means must, Must is not that use. Have to is a lot more use than must. So we have to get up early. She had work yesterday. They will have to arrive early.
What? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Andrea?
Yes,
I can't hear you. I think it's my internet.
okay, sorry. So I was saying don't have to is the same, it's just its negative form, but it means like you don't need to do something. So it's not required for you to. So Mark doesn't have to wear uniform. You don't have to arrive before 8. So you may do it, you can do it if you want, but you don't have to with you. So you're not required, you're not obliged to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Must, obligation. So this is a rule usually. And must not is prohibition. So things that you don't have to do at all, or that you can do. You can also use can't in this case. I think it's more common than must not. So instead of saying must not, you can say can't. So you can't use such horrible language. Tom, you can't play with fire. Children can't go into the street. So I think that's more common. Anyhow, I'm sorry?
When you use must, it's more common to say all of this, like you can play with fire.
Exactly. When you use it in the negative way, because the negative is not that common. So instead of must not or mustn't, which mustn't, definitely not, especially not in America. So can't will be better. So you can't do it. Usually you stress on that word as well, because when you have an affirmative sentence, I can do it, you stress on something else. You don't say I can do it. You say I can do it. But when it's a negative one, you stress on the can't. So you say I can't do it. And that's how you know the difference, because otherwise there's no difference in pronunciation. You know, the T is not pronounced. So I can do it, or I can't do it. I can do it, I can't do it. Mostly all the stress. Okay.
You're saying that mustn't is the same like can't in American speaking?
Yeah, especially when you're speaking. When you're writing, maybe you can use must not, but it doesn't sound that good, you know? It's more too old, perhaps.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But when you're writing, for example, in a TOEFL essay, if you write must not, it's better than if you write you can't.
Okay.
Okay. So that's it for the modals of necessity. I don't know if you have any questions so far.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So let's see what we have in here.
Oh, wow.
Okay, no, I don't think that's the one. Hold on. Okay, let's wait for that. In the meantime,
The last grammar part.
yes. Well, yes, we could be doing that, but let's practice first. Okay. So we're going to complete the sentences. Click on the box and choose the correct answer. So can you maybe do the first one and read it?
Athletes without seeing. Okay. Have to practice a lot in order to be successful.
Okay, great. Athletes have to practice a lot. Nice. What was the second one?
Okay. Soccer players must wear special shoes. It's a part of their uniform.
Okay. What about the third one?
Okay. Shingles protect their legs. Soccer players okay, let me see. Don't have to.
Okay, that's perfect. So it's not required that they wear shin guards, but they can if they want. Great. And the fourth one?
You. Can I see the whole sentence, please? You have to watch the game. You won't be allowed to start. Okay. You must have a ticket to watch the game.
Okay. Or you have to have a ticket.
Uh-huh.
Where
To
will
get
it
before the game. Okay. Do we have?
Okay. Could be must, but in
Yeah,
case you
must. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
No, I said that. Yeah, it could be must. Deberías tener como que like a rule before you enter the game, the stadium.
Would it be okay though?
Must we? No, it's not okay.
Why not?
We're using to.
Exactly. So it needs to be do we have to?
Yeah.
Because have to go together, but must is just the base one.
Yes.
Okay. So what about the sixth one?
Yeah, can I see the option? Don't have to touch the ball with their hands. Only the goalkeepers can use their hands. Yes.
Okay, you sure about that one?
According to the rules of the game, players must not don't have to touch nothing. No, I think must because it's like a rule.
Exactly, must not touch. Also, don't have to. Even though have to and must are the same, must
Yeah.
will be better off with can't. Because
Yeah.
don't have to is like don't need to. You're not required to touch the ball, but it's not that's not the meaning, right? The meaning is you don't have, I mean you can't touch the ball, so you must not. It's different. Like this one, right? You don't have to wear them, but if you want, you can do it.
Yeah.
So in case it's not like that. You don't have to touch the ball, but if you want, you can do it. No, you must not.
You can. Oh, yeah.
What about this one?
Okay. Must.
Are you sure?
Let me see. Must not need. I'm not sure. Must speak with color. No. Can I see the option, please? Had to. Because we're talking about yesterday.
Exactly. By the way, must doesn't have a past form.
Yeah.
So you just have to say have.
Mm-hmm. Of course, players. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Of course, players.
Can't. A
Okay.
subline without a game. It's against the law. Yeah, I think.
Exactly. Can. Or must not. Could also.
Must.
See? Okay, so that's perfect. 8 out of 8. Awesome.
Oh.
All right. Now the next part we have, the final part here. I think we need to take our quiz on Thursday, if I'm not wrong. So we need to hurry up.
On Wednesday, right? No, Thursday.
No, Thursday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So yeah, we have tomorrow. So what we have here is this participle adjectives, which is quite short, and I'm sure you know it as well. Basically, it's the difference between adjectives that end with ed and with ing. For example, can you tell me what will be the difference if I say I'm interested versus I'm interesting? What's the difference?
Uninterested. I don't know how to say. I mean, interested is like we're talking about the object, maybe, or I think interesting. I'm not sure. I mean, I think I understand, but I don't know how.
To explain. Okay, yes. Let's see. What if okay, what if I'm
interested job? Maybe. I mean, I understand what is the meaning of that.
Would it be okay? So if you want to say this is an interested job or an interesting job, what would you say?
Interested.
Interested job. Okay. And if you're talking about a person, would you say it's an interested person or an interesting person?
An interesting.
Okay. So actually,
it's
no, not really. If you're talking about a job, you can say that's an interesting job. You couldn't say that's an interested job because the job cannot take a state of mind.
Yeah.
So the difference is this here, when you have this ed, it's a state of mind. It's like an emotion. It's like an emotion, something that you're experiencing or something is experiencing. Well, usually a person is experiencing, maybe a dog or an animal as well. So in Spanish, it has the, okay, where is it? Ado ending or ada. So estoy interesada, I'm interested. I'm interested in this job. Estoy interesada en este trabajo. I'm interested in this job. But interesting, that's describing something. So something or someone. And you're describing maybe its character, its personality. So that's an interesting job means termina ante, right? Es un trabajo interesante. It's an interesting job. So it means that like you're really describing the person or the thing. It's not something that they are experiencing, but something that they are. So you are an interesting person. So una persona interesante, yourself. You're not interested in something, you're interested in yourself. That's what we have here. So adjectives that end in ed, okay. And ing usually describe feelings or reactions. Now, when you use ed, it's usually to talk about how somebody feels, so what they are experiencing. I'm disappointed means estoy decepcionado because something caused that. Algo causó que yo esté decepcionado. Or I'm depressed. It would be totally different if I say I'm disappointing. That means yo soy decepcionante. So that's totally different, you know, or I'm depressing. That would mean that you are a sad person all the time. But if you're just depressed for something, it's not your fault. Something else is causing you to feel that way. Or ing is about basically when you're describing it itself. So class was interesting. So the class was interesting itself. You were interested in the class or the class was interesting. This is amazing. So this story is amazing.
For a person, could be.
It could be for a person, a thing, an animal, a place, any noun with ing.
Okay.
So that kid is amazing, or this movie is amazing. But with ed, this is only for people or animals, usually.
Yeah, ed, people or animals, yeah.
So I'm amazed, or the dog was surprised. So this is quite short, but let me show you another presentation.
Mm.
Okay. So for example, if I say she was terrified, so she was experiencing this emotion. It's an emotion, something temporary. She was terrified for 1 minute. So I cannot say she was terrifying because that means that ella daba miedo, pero ella no daba miedo. She wasn't causing the action.
Yeah.
She was experiencing it. So the emotion. So adjectives with ed express how the person feels about something momentaneously. So she was terrified, she was amazed, she was surprised, she was worried, she was, I don't know, she was depressed, she was interested. But if I want to describe something, so I'm going to describe the person or thing that produces the feeling. So that's it. This is how when you express, when you experience that feeling, and this is when you produce the feeling. So if you tell somebody, oh, you are terrifying, then that person is going to feel insulted. You know, you're going to insult that person. You're terrifying. But if you say, you look terrified, then you're not actually insulting them. You're just saying that they look like they are experiencing that emotion. But they are not terrifying. They just are terrified in the moment. So we use ing for the things that produce the feeling. So the article is surprising.
Mm-hmm.
The article is boring. The article is tiring. The article is amazing. It couldn't be amazed because it's an article. It doesn't feel emotion. It doesn't feel anything.
How it's sung in Spanish? El artículo es
Sorprendente.
sorprendente. Okay.
So, ing equals ante, ente, sorprendente, emocionante, exciting, surprising, and ed equals ado o interesado, interesada, right? So that's how it's in Spanish. Surprising, sorprendente, surprised, sorprendido. So it's different. Okay? So some people get mixed up about this. Maybe that's why we have it. So for example, what would you say here? It was very that you didn't phone me last night.
It was very surprising.
Perfect. It was very surprising. Exactly. Now, I thought the film was rather
disappointed after all the publicity I received. No, the film was disappointing.
Exactly. The film was disappointing and you felt disappointed.
Yeah.
So I was disappointed and you felt disappointed. So she's an
interested teacher, and that's what made her lessons so enjoyable.
okay. Okay, so actually I think we could
interesting. Huh?
I think here we could say both. Like she's an interested teacher, which means that
it's better if you use interesting teacher than an interested teacher.
Yes. Anita looked quite
worried when she left the police station.
Exactly. She was worried. Perfect. Now what about this one? Paul found climbing the mountain and
Paul found climbing the mountain an exhausting experience.
Exactly, because that experience is what's causing the feeling. Now, Mary told me a rather
Mary told me a rather amused story about her trip to the fashion show in Milan.
Exactly. You're probably amused by the amusing story.
Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. So is that okay? Do you have any questions so far?
Yeah, I think that I understand. For me, I think when it's like object and subject, asking a question, who are we talking about? If it's he, she, it, we use ed, and if we're talking about a thing or something, we use ing. Is that right?
Not always, because you can say
not always, but
you can
most
say she's
of all.
interesting. Not necessarily, right? Because you could say I'm an interesting person. I'm an amazing person. I'm an surprising person.
Yeah, it depends, but
in general,
yeah.
It is good to remember that objects cannot feel things, so objects can be with ed.
Yeah.
Yes, that helps. Okay. So let's see here. We have some questions for speaking. Okay, so Fanny's notes. So what do you think about this? Do you think weekends are usually boring?
No.
Okay, why not?
Because you can do whatever you want. You have all the time. So, you can do whatever you want, spend doing whatever you are or not doing anything. So that's the best of the weekends. You can decide how you spend your time.
Right. So yes, that's true. So you actually find sometimes, yes, you don't do anything, maybe you're too tired in the weekend. So you don't think that's boring in those cases.
Sorry?
So maybe if you're not doing anything in the weekend because you're just too tired to get out of bed, it's still not boring?
No. I think sometimes are the best not do
Okay.
anything.
So
Like
yeah, I totally
play
agree with
pajamas.
you. Okay. Are you usually bored at school or college or whatever you're doing? Or maybe work?
Like, are you usually bored school? Not all the time. I mean, the last years of school, like pre-prom and promo was, I think, the best years for me.
Okay, why? Why? What did you do those years?
Um, I think it's my internet. I don't know.
Okay, so I was saying, why? What did you do those 2 last years, junior and senior year?
Oh, what I didn't do much because it was junior and senior year. I mean, we most of the time we, I don't know, we like sharing with our classmates on not travel but being together, do things together. And I think that this was the most important part, that I don't know how to say, the marcan,
What marked
like,
you?
yeah, the mark you.
All right, so yes. Okay,
We
so
skip classes, we skip together.
yes, okay, so you skip class?
I mean, I want to, but not from school, but class, yeah. So, and
Oh.
my parents have to go to the principal office, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. So yeah, but it's worth it, isn't it? I guess it's,
Sorry.
was
What?
it worth it?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, it are the things that you can talk about. Like,
Exactly.
you remember in those time, you like, oh, that was so bad. But now you think, oh, yeah, I did it. Yeah.
Exactly. So yes, the stories are there forever. You can always talk about
Yeah.
them. That's true. Yeah. So what about this? What activities do you find the most relaxing?
The three, watch TV, run, and read. I love read. I also love watch TV, not TV, but series or Netflix or something. And also exercise. I think the last 2 months I exercise with my brother, so I think that relax too.
Okay. All right. Careful with those giants. So you love reading, right? Watching TV.
Uh,
Careful there. All right. Okay. So yes. What's the most interesting book you have read? Something
the
that
most,
blows.
I think Crossroad. It's, yeah, Crossroad. In Spanish is Fila de Cuervos o algo así, creo. It's
Okay.
about a mafia, or I think it's mafia. I don't know how to say.
You could say the
About
mob, but mafia also works. Both are okay in English.
mob.
Okay. So yeah, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was too interesting. I was waiting for the third book that I think this year they're gonna sell. I don't.
Okay. So it comes out this year, or there's
Yeah, comes
okay.
out this year. I hope. I mean, I
So
read the first one, the second one,
it's
and
a
I'm
trilogy.
waiting for. Sorry.
It's a trilogy then.
Yeah, it's supposed to be just 2 books, but the last year the author said, no, there will be a third book. And I was like, oh my.
Oh yeah, that's great. Do
Yeah.
you think they're gonna make a movie?
I don't think so. I mean, I hope, but it when people made a movie, it's like not the same. It happens for 3 books I read.
Okay. Which ones?
Not the same.
Okay.
Never
So
did. Sorry?
okay. So you're saying that it's not the same. They ruin it when they make a movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
One book
It's
I read, and it was like the movie. It was The Falling of Stars. I cry a lot in this movie. It was like the book. I mean, I read, and I was like, "Oh my God!" She said that, like the book. Uh-huh. It was the first time, but when I saw Sin Saho, The Hunger Games, it wasn't the same.
okay. So yes, yeah, I do think that that's true. I read this book. There was a movie, Call Me by Your Name, and I read the book first. And I think they did the movie quite well. They
Yeah.
represent. So yeah, I think were quite similar to the book because that's rarely to find.
Yeah, that's good.
So
It
yeah.
it's kind of how do I say weird? No, weird when you find a book like the movie.
Yeah.
It's amazing when you find it.
Yeah, that's true. I think I watched the movie first and I was like, it's a really good movie, you know, such a good movie. I thought it was well done. So I was like, and then I find out that it was made based on a book. So I said, okay, why don't I read the book and see? I'm gonna see.
I did read it.
So yeah, and it was worth it. So yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. So yes. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, what's this? Before we go. Okay, so yeah, let's do this.
Okay.
So here are some questions. We're going to continue with these questions. So tell me, what disappointing experience have you had?
Well, sorry, can you repeat it?
What disappointing experience have you had?
What disappointing experience have I had? I mean, when I was a little, I was in one school, and I have to take a exam to go to another school, and I study a lot for that exam. I was in 4th grade, I think. Yeah, I study a lot. I have a personal teacher, and when I took the test, it passed like a week. My brother told me, "You failed with bad grade," and I was like, "Oh, mom, I'm sorry, I failed you." And at the end, he told me that, "No, I was joking. You passed." It was so hard for me. It was, "Mom, I'm sorry. I know you. How can I say? I know you put everything on me, like to pass the test." And I'm sorry. Yes, this was very disappointing experience for me.
What?
Half brothers is
Half brother?
Yeah, I
Oh.
have 2 brothers. I am the younger.
Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. I imagine how that went. But it wasn't disappointing, so disappointing after all, you know, but
Yeah.
what about joke? Yeah. I imagine how that went. Okay. Did you ever maybe did something like that to him?
Sorry?
Did you ever did something like that to him?
To my
Like
brother?
Yes.
To get that. To that point, I don't think so. I mean, no, I don't think so. No,
Okay.
no.
You should have.
Yeah, I know, but I have to think very well. Like,
You're still planning on it?
yeah, I have to plan point by point and see the weak point of them.
Okay. So tell me about, I don't know, who do you know who's charming?
Who do you know who is charming? Like, for me, who is charming for me?
Yes,
Or
somebody.
what things somebody need to have to be charming?
Tell me both.
Mm, I it's difficult. Charming, encantador.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
right. To, I, who do you think? I mean, for me, I think it's my cousin. He is very, I don't know how to say, atento, too friendly. Like, it's always see if you need something, if you're okay, how do you feel, all of this. I think that it's very charming.
Okay.
And talking about like charming, like when you see, like I said in the first class, I think it's Captain America, Chris Evans. He's so cute. But I mean, I'm talking about the physical, right? Hola, creo que se corta. Andrea, hola. I don't know if it's my internet or your internet.
I'm sorry for that. Okay.
No, okay.
All right. So you were saying?
Like, I mean, the both of them. My cousin, I think he's very charming. And
Okay.
if you're talking about external, like physical, mm, yes, is that or how
Charming?
or what?
Usually not. No, charming is what you're saying, what you're describing. So somebody who's very nice to everyone,
Yeah.
always, yeah. So yes, you're right. Okay. Now, what about some news that you heard recently or lately that was shocking?
That was shocking. Mm, no, I haven't heard any news like shock me. No,
Okay.
I mean a few months ago, like my cousin will marry. He was engaged, and I was, oh my god, we have a wedding, the first wedding.
When is she marrying?
When not, she married the last month,
Married.
September.
Oh, okay. Nice. Was it
Yeah,
a big wedding?
not a big wedding. Family, familiar, and some friends. It was in Tarija. It was cute. It was nice.
Okay. So one more thing. What about um, when was the last time that somebody surprised you?
When was the last time? Mm, I'm not sure. I mean, I think it was in my birthday. My brothers, they always tell me, "Oh, you're gonna be shocked with your present," or it's something that you always wanted. And I was, yeah. But because every year they told me that, oh, we have a big present for you, something that you like, and it's never happened. This year I was like, yeah, sure, yeah. And then they came. I love read, yeah. And I always wanted, this year I always look for an Kindle to read.
What
Do you
is
know, a Kindle is like
Oh, okay. Like a
a book.
candle?
Yeah, candle. It's candle.
I don't know what you mean. Okay,
Like a book. E-reader. No, not e-reader. It's like a cell phone, but just for books. Like
okay, gotcha. Yes.
you could put, no, I don't know, 100 books, and you can read it. And yeah,
Okay.
something
Yes,
for it.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was so surprised when they gave me.
Okay.
I think,
That's great. So you read there?
yeah, I read it.
Okay. Do you prefer to read like ebooks or physical books, printed books?
I mean, it depends. I mean, I love to read physical books, but it's so easy to give, I don't know, 5 books if you want to change the books in ebooks, right?
Yeah.
It depends. If I want to travel, I prefer to read in the Kindle, not my physical books. So it depends.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
there's
it's different when you take the. It's different.
yeah, it is different. The experience is totally different, but there are some books that you cannot find like printed books, you know? At least I was looking for books and I couldn't find them, so it's a good alternative.
Yeah.
So yes. Okay, Mafe. So I don't know if you have any questions about anything we've seen today.
No, I think it's all clear. I mean, when I talk and there is a complication, but when I do the exercise, I think and I know how to sounds, how to use, but sometimes I don't know how to express myself.
Yeah.
But when I do the exercise, yeah, I know it's clear for me.
So yes, but I think you have very good speaking, so you can express yourself easily. Maybe some vocabulary that everybody is missing. So, but in general, you're able to communicate effectively. So that's
Thank you.
great. Maybe we can do more like those speaking practice too. So,
Okay, yeah, that's good.
all right. So before you go, please don't forget the daily survey.
Survey, yeah.
And I'll be seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow it's 9:30, right?
9:30. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mafe.
Thank
See
you
you
so much. See you tomorrow, Andrea. Have a nice day.